Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Count Christo. This is the Ottomans, and this is my first attempt ever in EU5 to do a world conquest. We start out with 681,000 people. Let's see if we can make that everyone. I wonder. I don't know if we're going to succeed. I've never played as the Ottomans. I've never played. All I've done played so far is England and Genoa, so we'll see how it goes as the old Ottoman. Here he is. And we start off with a pretty good ruler, 76, 79, 97. Without being a republic, we're probably going to have worse rulers than the Genoa campaign. But starting off with a 97 certainly helps. There are loads of bonuses to being the Ottomans. Some of these are bonkers strong. I haven't looked at the Turkish ones yet. That one's in the other one as well. The fratricide succession law. Nice. Allows nobility and crown. Demonstrated his fortune is superior than that of his rivals. Cool. Nomadic legacy. We get some disease resistance and the Anatolian Beylik, which I do believe we start with. Let's kick it off without further ado. Yeah, there's loads of other bonuses, but we're not going to go through them all right now. We'll see once we get in there. Islam has all kinds of stuff associated with it as well. Should be fun. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work. I don't have a particular strategy beyond blobbing really fast. And we are going to, I think, stay very humanist, not convert many people. I think if you culture convert people, it's enough, basically. The religion being different, it doesn't seem that impactful right now. I didn't turn missions on. Did I leave it so I could... I didn't look at any of the game rules, actually. So, yeah, difficulty normal, country change prohibited. We are going to turn on missions with full rewards, because for a world conquest, that's going to be really useful. Flavors, yeah, plausible... And only Western countries will do exploration. Dynamic, yes, dynamic. Yeah, let's call them Byzantion just as an insult to them. That sounds good. Cool. Okay, so that's the plan. We're going to go quite humanist. We're going to do all the normal stuff, try and centralize, try and move more towards plutocracy, try and weaken the nobles, empower the state. Now, one of the interesting different things from other campaigns is we've got the Zimmi here, who I'm going to now immediately start calling the Dhimmi. The children of the book, that is to say the Abrahamic non-Sunni people. And right now they start with this, pop conversion speed minus 100%. And we might leave them with this, even if it does annoy the clergy. It's a bit weird that it annoys the Dhimmi, but yeah, we get some culture capacity and progress to humanist. That's pretty good. Efficiency of cabinet. That's pretty nice. What else have they got here? Levy size up for power. Progress to jurisprudence. So this is another, this is an Islam thing. We can go jurisprudence or mysticism. Mysticism makes the clergy happier, faster conversion, more morale. But jurisprudence gives monthly research progress and efficiency of the cabinet. So we are obviously going to try and go jurisprudence. This seems way stronger. We are going to want to go belligerent because it reduces the antagonism gain from taking land, and we are planning to take a whole lot of land. Why the Ottomans? I hear you ask, especially those of you that had the poll and saw Rome win. I think it'll be fun to play as a Sunni because we haven't experienced any of the Sunni mechanics yet. I also think the Ottomans are going to be really good at conquering a lot of land that they don't need to convert down here, and they have lots of unique stuff which gives them some very strong buffs, lots of discipline, lots of legislative efficiency, which, if you're not familiar, also does give you an antagonism reduction. So I think that'll be fun. Let's rival the Arachnids. Let's rival the Byzantines. Yeah, we've got some trade capacity. I think I am going to just automate trade. I don't really... Maybe, not for institutions, obviously. For that, we're going to want to do it. But, yeah, we have an unmarried adult heir. So we start with quite a good heir. What is our succession law again? Unigeniture, based around having one heir. The ascension of the eldest son means instability. Members of the ruling dynasty are in line of succession. Okay, so there's a score based on age. So it's going to be the oldest, through siblings of ruler and children, the oldest person amongst those, and upon succession you lose 25 legitimacy. But there's no score for quality. This is what we want. Matrilineal, non-exclusive. This is way better. We might do this immediately and just suffer some low stability and stuff early on. Because, yeah, it means Your children get an advantage, but between them, it's determined based on, are they an admiral? Do they have military traits? And do they have good stats? I honestly think, well, no, okay, we don't need to do it because we're not just about to die. How old are we? We're 56. I mean, we are pretty old. We've got Conqueror, gives us some belligerent, army morale, infantry power. Damn, he's beefy. And our kid, inspirational leader, very nice. Marry a noble. You can have your kid. So we didn't do any of this in the previous one. This is good. So we're not going to have to constantly marry lowborns like we were in the Genoa campaign. We can have them marry a noble rather. By all means, go ahead. And then we want to put him in cabinet, of course. We're going to want to try and set up to have a nice crown-dominated cabinet. I think we need... Oh, look at him. See, that's who we want to be inheriting. It's a shame we're not going to be able to do that soon. So probably, yeah, there's a fair amount of culture conversion to be done. You seem like a good balanced person. God, look at these three cabinet ministers, all very, very good. We'll make him our leader of the cabinet because he has a highest individual stat. Yeah, seems good. Okay, and then pushing some of our social values. We'll start assimilating pops to our culture. Going to be able to do that pretty darn quick. Seems good. In terms of nobles and things, obviously we'll be working to disempower the nobles, get rid of some stuff like, yeah, that we don't need that. Other than nobles, the Proto naval is kind of good. That's terrible. This is a unique one and it sucks. But yeah, obviously, gonna have to get a whole lot of stability before we can start doing that. Do we have any reforms? So I would like to reform into a republic almost, because some of the republic government types are broken good, but 61% estate power from the burghers is never going to happen. Because basically by the time we had urbanized enough for that to be plausible, our crown power is going to be really high. And so it's just not plausible. We will lead the army personally. We want a navy so that we can start getting some crown power from that. Can't afford it right now. No, can't build ships here as it lacks the infrastructure. Right, sorry, Izmit, surely you can build. Do we not have any docks to start with? We're gonna have to build a wharf right out of the gate. We don't have any wharfs. Yeah, well, that is definitely a priority. Excuse me. Get me a wharf immediately. Other short-term goals. So I think probably uniting up some of the various other Beyliks around here would be good. And that's what I'm going to focus on early. Then, of course, war with the Romans, take the city of the world's desire. So if we can put our capital here, it's got a beautiful natural harbor. Look at that, +1 natural stability. By the way, above 100% on this does do something. So you do want to get that as high as you can. Although once your proximity cost through port is minus 100%, better than that doesn't do anything. Ooh, what's this? The Holy Site. It's got Constantinople and the Constantinople Patriarchal See. Cool. It gives more clerics, institution growth, and local pop capacity plus 200%. Holy crap. That's a lot. What do we got troop-wise? 6k men to start with versus the Romans. Well, it's hard to say because this number often lies, but I think this number doesn't. We can't declare war yet anyway. Okay, we're going to set up some early tech stuff, focused probably on just trying to get some culture conversion. But let's see, have we got any special Islamic stuff? We do. Tolerance of the true faith up. Can invest in culture early. Oh, that's kind of nice, right? With the kind of vestiges of the Islamic golden age sticking around where the Christians have to wait for the Renaissance. That's a cool system. Unemployed slave promotion up. Cool, cool. Minting threshold up. Nice. Pilgrimages cheaper. Okay, yeah, some cool stuff in here. We'll work on that. Definitely, obviously, want to get some literacy going early. Probably literacy followed by minting. Seems like the most important to me in here. It's cool that we can invest in culture. I'm not going to because it doesn't seem worth it almost ever, in my opinion. And we do want institution growth ideally before we get the new institutions spawning. We could probably get 6 techs done in 5 years. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. I will unpause the recording next time we get somewhere exciting. Oh, yeah, right. Some cool new Muslim stuff in here as well. So as Sunni, maybe it's Sunni actually, I don't know. We are part of this school which gives extra chance to true faith. We like the Hanafi, sorry. We like the Maturidi, and I'm sure I'm getting these terribly wrong. Sorry about that. But we don't like the... Aren't they the same? Oh, sorry, we're this one, and we like what? Hanafi? I'm not quite sure how to read this. Anyway, we can invite a religious figure, which loses us cost of cabinet. That's terrible. How long does this last? Effects. I mean, we get some innovative, which is good, but that seems really bad. Inviting any of these. Okay, they all do the same thing. No, this one's different. Mysticism, progress. Yeah, that seems really, really bad. Okay. We can also call upon the faithful, which gives us some jurisprudence. You have to have less than 50. Minus 50. Minus 50 is a long way towards jurisprudence, I think. Sometimes not easy to tell. And then further of the faithful gives us manpower. Damage done versus heathens in battle. That's cool. And some more belligerent. Study Islamic texts. Again, jurisprudence. More stability investment. Nice. What is it for? 5 years? Yeah. Pilgrimage. I wonder what that will do. And then we can change our main school. Okay, well, we will want to look at the other... What do the other schools give? Literacy for clergy and mysticism. That's tough, because literacy for the clergy is good, but we don't want the mysticism. And then this one is Pop Join Rebel Threshold. I wonder what the limit is for this. Because you can get a 5% from tech in the second age. If you stack that with this, it would be like, it'd have to be at 1% happiness to join rebels, which would be a little bonkers, right? We have a lot of orthodoxies who we do not like. Yeah, we may need to convert people. Of the people in our country, yeah, Greek Orthodox clerics are, I mean, they're not happy. They're really not happy. That's, I'd call that understandable. But what about Turkish Orthodox laborers? See, they're happy enough. They're happy enough. I think you can focus on culture. I want to convert some people to Greek, and let's go here because there's 3 provinces, and this actually applies the same modifier on each of your 3 provinces. God, this is so slow after going from the Genoa campaign when I was converting like 300 people a month. But yeah, we'll do that. Start trying to get this coastline converted, and we will try to conquer in provinces so that our stuff is a bit more efficient. And then we could just stabilize the country with him, or we could work on some conversion. And I think we probably should try and get some conversion done. How much are we going to be able to do? 0 here? Oh, right, yes, Abrahamic communities. So where does Abrahamic communities actually come into effect? Oh, it is effect everywhere, it's just it's being overcome. Right, yeah. So as long as we keep that, we're obviously not going to be converting many people. Let's just... Well, we should try and get to 100 legitimacy. Let's push for 100 legitimacy. Speaking of which, cost of court me. Give me some auto taxes. Right, we're going to be taxing your Lima this time, which is going to be new for me. Mint those coins. Tax those tribes. Bit of stability spending, perhaps. God, we're so poor. It's really quite a dramatic change after my previous campaign. Laws-wise, we'll obviously mostly just change them during states. So we'll probably wait for the next one. Next estate. Oh, we have some that aren't written, though. Quite 3 of them. Cool. So harem laws, which is available to us. I'm not quite sure why. Better education of heirs, lower expected cost of court, but decentralization. That's good, but bad. That's tough. Powerful harem, females in cabinet. Oh, that's good. That's broken good. That basically doubles the number of people that we can have in the cabinet, and especially people once we're, tight on the number of people in the crown. That seems insanely good. More legitimacy, worse counter-espionage, and more aristocracy. Not a fan of that. This also gives crown power. This is crazy good. Hell yeah. Get those... What's the name for a woman in a harem? Is it concubine? Or is there a special name? Harem. Wives, concubines, and female servants. Hell yeah. Get those wives and concubines in. It does give us some conservatory, which is not ideal, but that seems so strong. Slave religion. I probably want the humanist, because I think converting people to our religion is secondary to converting them to our culture. We are going quite a lot spiritualist at the moment, though. Maybe we should go spiritualist, but no, I think humanist is the way. Let's go with that. So this gives humanists more slave output, which is good. Less promotion of slaves, which is not so useful. But max literacy for slaves is good. So yeah, allow the slaves their religion. That's fine. And then jurisprudence. Do you want communalism, traditionalist, spiritualist, trade efficiency, or conciliatory? Well, communalism probably. Trade efficiency, it's good, but it's only 2.3%. Give me some of that communalism. Communalism, of course, remember, is the one that lets us revoke privileges nice and cheaply. Okie doke. We've got a bunch of unmarried people. We'll need to find some marriages for them. And because we can put women in our cabinet, especially, we'll probably be wanting to have some, local nobles. I don't know if the dynasty will preserve when we marry them to a local noble, but we'll find out. Right, and we got some more possible government reforms too. There are some cool ones that we unlock in the next age. But for now, crown power, it does give aristocracy, but crown power is gold dust. So I think that's got to be done. Did I check? Did that hurt my stability to do this? I don't think it did. And then I don't want to go trad economy. Conversion speed up 30%. It would be good. Does buff clergy power though. Foreign building cost, diplo range, and trade range is nice. Don't get me wrong. I think we probably go with this. It does push us towards spiritualists, but we're not going to be able to get humanists soon anyway. And clergy satisfaction, especially since we're taxing them. Although maybe we shouldn't tax them for the tech growth. I assume it still affects that. Maybe it's not showing because they're not over 50. We'll see next month. I think I am going to go with this because this 30% means that we just start to overcome the minus 100 from this. But yeah, I think that's probably good. And then maybe we revoke this. It does annoy the clergy. Tolerance for hidden beliefs is good. +1 tolerance. What is the actual impact of that? I assume it's like 10 satisfaction. So these guys, orthodoxy's view of Sunnism. So they really hate us. And then our tolerance of orthodoxy is 19.5. So where do I see that? Tolerance of heretics is this. They're heathens, not heretics. It's only, it's good. It's the difference between 5 and 4, basically. And minus 3.9 is giving a modifier of that. So it's being multiplied by 5. So it's an extra 5% loss satisfaction. And this 10% as well. Oh, where's that coming from? Oh, it's just lowering. Is it on the where is that coming from? Why do you have 10% from Abrahamic communities? Is it because of the unrest? What else would unrest mean, actually, now I think about it? Unrest isn't a mechanic. So I guess unrest just improves everyone's opinion, even Turkish clerics. Even Sunni Turkish clerics get 10% more satisfaction from this. That seems weird, right? That seems quite odd. The unrest is just the equivalent of everyone getting more happiness. This impacts the unrest, a value that negatively impacts pop satisfaction, but a meaning that a positive modifier on it. I think that's probably a bug. I'm going to report that as a bug, but that seems strong though. So we will go with it regardless. Are there others we want to give out? 5% legislative efficiency, but the clergy are less happy. That seems strong. That's less aggressive expansion. That's really good. Tax the dhimmis down. Don't really want to do that. Jurisprudence would be nice, but yeah, I don't really want to hurt the clergy equilibrium too much. Dhimmian cabinet and humanism. Oh, that could be good. It will upset everyone else, of course, when we hand these out. Are we going to be able to get actual humanist drift? I did push that spiritualist thing, assuming I couldn't, but if we get rid of same religion, we're going to have to change some laws before we get humanist drift, realistically. So let's not start with that. But maybe this for legislative efficiency would be good. And then the Ulema, I do like this one, although we are pushing our culture capacity. I accepted Turkoman because there's quite a lot of those around here. It will help us core places faster. What do we got in here? Some centralization, good. Yep, we will like that one. We like that. We like that. Not a big fan of this necessarily. Might get rid of that. Maybe another one for the burgers first. Yeah, here we go. Road building rights. This is a good place to start, I think. More centralization. Although we're decentralizing so fast, maybe I should go trade capacity first. Yeah, let's do that. Trade capacity first. And then also road building rights. We can afford it on loyalty. Start getting that. No, here we go. Yeah. Give me the inflation down so we can print more money and get some progress to innovative in the bag as well. Sort of a coinage. It's not really a big downside to this. Everyone will start getting quite unhappy. This is the last one we give out for now. But let's give that out. We want some really happy, productive burgers. And we don't mind printing more. Okay, good. And here we go. The situation that should make our lives easier. The rise of the Ottomans. Born in the ashes of the dying Seljuk Sultanate, a small territory of Osmanlı, Gaziorfan Bey was initially overshadowed by the more powerful neighbors. However, vision and ambition, it is our destiny. We add the legacy of Orsam. Oh, hell yeah. Oh my God. This is insane. Every line I read got better and better. Wait. 5% monthly control? No. That's insane. That's bugged. Is that intentional? This is like 10 times higher than any other modifier I've seen. Speed of integration is good. Government reforms is good. Cabinet seats is great. And tax chief minus 33%. God, that's bonkers. That's absolutely bonkers. Is that really meant to be plus 0.5 monthly control? That is absolutely ridiculously high. Like normally, normally you're getting a substantially smaller change than that. That is incredibly strong. I have cut a Lima tax because I'm going to try and get, clergy estate satisfaction we want to get up so we can get some more research. Apart from that, not much changed. We married a bunch of our sons to various people. What's this? The death of this bey. Alas, there is nothing we can do. His passing is so discontent the act of rebellion in our subjects. Ah, did you just get independence? You did. Excellent. I was going to have to fight both of them at once, but with fighting just you, that's going to be much easier. Great. Let's get that spy network built. Now, I'm pretty sure we can use this, right? Yeah. So we're in first place, followed by Atranids and Karamids. And it ends when it's either 1565 or we have 500 locations and 50 urban locations. Or all Beyliks have been annexed, or it's 1400 and there is no independent country with the Ottoman Beylik government reform directly owning 100 locations. Okay, so annexed or shrunk. But right now that is already the case, which is kind of confusing. I guess if the Eretnids get bigger, then this would stop being the case. So we can press claims, grants a claim against a province in Anatolia for money. Cool. Raise a Bey fortress. For 200 quid, we get a Bey fortress. Designates that city. Has many benefits to its control prosperity through an event. Gives 25% local crown power and 10 monthly manpower. So crown power and 10 monthly manpower and fort defense and can recruit regiments. Cool. Should it fall, our stability and government power will suffer. Yeah, makes sense. Seek relations with Byzantium. Okay, and this option. Whoa, they show you the options from the event in the tooltip. That's so good. They get an event, the request from the Ottomans. They can acquiesce, in which case we get sovereign of the Anatolia. Or who do they think they are, in which case we get negative. Or we can send them coin, and then presumably they're more likely to do it and give us this. These seem the wrong way around. Oh, no, that's right. Or they can spare royal gifts. Interesting. One of their most capable administrators will join our court. Well, this seems really useful, for both the monthly legitimacy and the integration. We can inspect fortifications, which gives us more fort defense. Doesn't seem that useful. Or we can offer diplomatic protection. Make them gift us a location and a royal marriage in exchange for closer diplomatic ties. Okay, interesting. And then invade neighbor Beylik, gain the insulted us CB, which does make it quite expensive to conquer stuff against a target country for 10 stability. Okay. And they have to be either negative stability or in a civil war or in a regency, it looks like. Create Ukbay. Owned by a new Ukbay. Right, so these are subject types. For money, we can create one of these. But making them gives us decentralization. So I don't think I'm going to build these, but we'll see. Maybe they're really good. This subject strength impact on overlords minus 200% means basically they will never be disloyal because of their strength. And you can integrate them, but only 190 opinion, which can be quite hard to come by, especially if you have multiple subjects and you start integrating them. Okay, so we will try and, I mean, you know, it's going to be simple, right? We gobble up the neighbors. We use money to get these claims, and then we rock and roll. And we build a wharf so we can get a navy, so we can put a member of our family in charge of the navy and buff up our crown power. We're already up dramatically higher crown power than we were, which is nice. Oh, holy crap, we don't even need the CB. We don't even need to fabricate the CB. It just insta gives us it. And they have no allies right now. So I'm going to declare war on them in like 2 days, 3 days. Excellent. Spend the money, rock and roll. One thing I've noticed so far is that the AI seems incapable of uncommitting from a fight. Like they're going to march in here and get annihilated. But because they already decided to do it, they just do it. Even when new information comes to light. And they get absolutely hammered on the river crossing. Oh my goodness me. And they've got no forts. Oh, those poor beggars. We can just chase them all the way down. Unfortunately, now they're just going to start kind of ping-ponging back and forth. So I think I'll send half the army after them. The other half can get these sieges done, and we can potentially just end the war at good pace. Let's try not to cross rivers, although don't know where the rivers are. Where's my river crossing indicators paradox? Where did you take them? I should speak to missions for a moment. As I mentioned, we are going to use missions, but I am only going to use each once. So I have copy and pasted this into my spreadsheet. Of course, you've got to have a spreadsheet open whenever you're playing any video game. And then I'll just check things off, because sometimes these check marks go away and it lets you redo them, is my understanding. But yeah, we're only going to do each once, so we're not just going to totally cheese it, don't worry. These guys to the south joined them in their war, which was a mistake, because now they're my subjects. I didn't even have to fight their army. Whoops from you, buddy. That's a big whoops from you. We also are yoinking a whole load of territory here. So we're going to have to come off strengthened government temporarily, though I do want to crank this, because we have some provinces to integrate. So aggressive expansion-wise, it's way cheaper to vassalize than it is to directly take land. So we are going to be trying to take some land for ourselves, because we need to increase the size of our levies and stuff. But in general, we really, really want to focus on trying to vassalize wherever possible, because it only takes 10 years to integrate them. It's not that long. It should be good. Cultures-wise, by the way, it's basically Greek, Turkish, Turkoman around here. That's the three-way split that we're dealing with. So we really do want eventually to get a Turkish subject that's dominant in the Turkish culture. And that way we can try and start improving relations with between the Turkish and Greek cultures. Because right now, they're very hostile. So my hope is we can kind of take over the Romans and then maybe vassalize Epirus or something. Or maybe we vassalize like a rump section of the Ottomans. Sorry, of the Romans. But we can also do a lot of conversion, which obviously we have ongoing. These guys did survive, by the way, but we shouldn't need to spy on them anymore. So here's an interesting choice. We can not abandon our Iranian heritage, gives him prestige and legitimacy, or we can switch to Greek, but we can also have bilingual, which means we get dhimmi bureaucrats, which gives us some humanist, which does seem worth it. And it lets dhimmi in the cabinet, which is good, but not that meaningful. And I'm not that worried about the dhimmi's power, honestly, because it's mostly derived from the people, like from the numbers of them. Rather than burghers, for example, which is derived from trade income. This number gets very high. So I think I'm okay with this. It also weakens the Guzat, relatively speaking. So I think we're good with this. It gives them a bit more power. We do have a bit of a antagonism issue. I'm going to try and improve relations with Bulgaria and Serbia, I think, before going off against another guy over here. We don't want a coalition slowing us down in our unification of the Beyliks. Taking so much land is probably a bit aggressive. We should be doing more vassalage, just because it's so much more antagonism efficient. It's also more cabinet efficient because you can integrate people without cabinet members and thereby get integration on all their lands rather than having to do it with a cabinet member. I'm also looking at other things I might want to give out. I think ticking towards centralization would be good. We're currently so decentralized, though, that I don't think that's as impactful. Pushing more innovative, I think, is probably more meaningful. This also gives us some capital economy. Now, obviously, giving out all of these is weakening the crown, we know, but I think it's okay. I think it's probably still a good idea in the early game, as long as you don't give any to the nobles. That said, I mean, if we get into a tough spot on combat, army levy size 10% and 25% levy combat ability is huge, but I'd really like to avoid it if possible, just because it does buff up the nobles. And it's going to be a journey to disempower the nobles. And this is interesting. We can get a free dock early, which is pretty good because you can't get these till the next age normally. And we get state piracy. What do we have right now? Anti-piracy. Anti-piracy warfare modifier. So this lets us hire privateers, which is going to be interesting. It does cost us some money, just not enough to put us in debt, fortunately. But so like if I hire privateers, we need 250. Okay, hire is an interesting word if it's going to cost us sailors, but I wonder how that will go. Wreak havoc on maritime presence for anyone hostile. Indistinguishable from pirates. Interesting. I guess privateers make sense. They'd be of your people. We have managed to reduce Bulgaria below the coalition threshold, by the way, which is making me feel a bit more confident. Now, I know we're going jurisprudence, but I think once we've ticked as far as we can in that direction at the moment, which is 24, I have to get freedom of interpretation. 5% max literacy across the board is huge. I think we definitely have to go for that. Other things we want to give the clergy. Point 2 is a lot of progress to communalism. We probably do want to give them that. In fact, we'll give them that right now, because communalism is how we're going to neuter the nobility. I forgot. Of course, we can have multiple spouses. So can I do this? It's going to cost us some legitimacy, which is expensive. I can do it over and over. Oh my god. Okay, once we get up to 100 legitimacy, I mean, we're going to max out our spouse count, because the number of people in your crown and the number of good children that we have is going to be hugely impactful to our ability to get good counselors and stuff. So I'm just looking at what laws to change. One is obviously favour the ruler. And this is a 30% crown power swing once we've got that done. But another one I'm looking at is autonomous councils, or 10% legislative efficiency, excuse me, is really strong, because that's 10% less aggressive expansion taken. Now, we can't take it yet because it's decentralization. So we are, of course, instead going to go central council for the centralization. But that's really good. And I think once we're centralized enough, and we're just going to be relying on events to take us the rest of the way, we will go for that. Because, yeah, any bit of legislative efficiency we can stack. It's like stacking. Whoa, Serbia, you are bringing the pain to the Byzantines. Maybe we should be jumping on this. Interesting. Give me that spy network going. Now could be a good moment. Shame I didn't have it ready. Anyway, we will probably go with that in the end. I've no idea if this is optimal, but I mean, we're going for it. We've given the burghers a lot of privileges. Really trying to crank on the burgher privileges, partly just to weaken the nobles, and also because they give some good bonuses. There are some we want to take away from them, like market fairs. Shipwright contacts, pretty useless. Yeah, there's quite a few we want to take off them in the fullness of time, but for now, I'm happy with them being happy. We're just building some stuff, letting our AE tick down a little bit, trying to get a stronger economic base to work from. It's going well. We get a lot of, holy crap, we get a lot of promotion. There must already be a bunch of labourers here. Yeah, there's a bunch of available labourers, which is why our silk grew so quickly. This silk and this iron, I think, are our two nice profitable ones early on. Is the saloon? Yeah, much less good. Much less good. But the iron is pretty nice. 1.83 per profit-wise at the moment. Yeah, dropping to much less over here, obviously, just with the control situation. Also, we had a event with these guys to try and bind them to us. It doesn't seem to have done anything, but I think there's an event for them later on that will help. So, because I am going for an accomplishment in this run where we're trying to take over, the whole world. I am going to cheese. Now, to be clear, some people don't like cheese. I normally don't. But I think in world conquests, it's a little bit of a special case. One such cheese is that the cost of pressing claims is a scaled cost. You can see it has a base cost here, but if you hover in, it's scaled cost. That means it's based on our income, not tax base, income. Which means if I stop minting and stop taxing everybody, why are we making so much money from the Zimmy? Jeez, that's interesting. Anyway, we will suddenly have much lower scaled costs. So at the end of this month, we will try that out. And I very much suspect that we will suddenly be able to afford it. Let's find out. Also, for our trouble, we will get... Don't worry that this tax is so low, by the way. It's just because we are... we have a temporary thing that we did during the Parliament. Ooh, that we're going to lose 17 ducats this month. Does it update immediately is one question. It doesn't. So you do have to be able to sustain, the loss over that month. I'd rather not experiment with it. Well, in fact, you know what? We're choosing. That includes testing stuff with saves. So let's see. What will it cost if we don't tax for a month? Boom. Now we go in here. 27. Nice. Okay, claims acquired. And it will be these two together. Oh, they were added to the Carinids a second ago, but it's this guy again. All right, sounds good. If I full call them, though, I won't have the war goal. Is that how that works? Like, can I... No, okay, I can full call them, which would get these guys in as well. Interesting. But this would be a truce-breaking war, so we shan't do that. We'll just do this with the claim on province CB. Is this going to cost 9? Because due to Jones being a co-belligerent, yeah, they do kind of like us. We will do a... Insult's going to be kind of expensive. It's going to cost a lot of diplomats, but I think it is worth waiting for. Oh, and now their alliance is broken. Interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Why are you that color? Are you my subject? No. You're under these guys now. Okay, well, we'll get you in the next war then. For now, claim on province. Rock and roll should be trivial. This war, I think. Okay, first big choice, but it's not really a choice, it's obvious. We're going admin. Admin gives us max literacy, gives us legislative efficiency, gives us cheaper court. What are the other good ones? Gives us proximity costs, gives us stability, gives us religious war CB. It's really just non-optional, in my opinion. We can invite a religious figure. But yeah, efficiency of cabinet down 10% for this. This particular guy being better in the cabinet is cool, but it just doesn't seem worth it. I really don't like this religious figure system so far. Seems... Okay, that's pretty good. That one's pretty good, but still, they just seem very expensive. And yes, of course, I'm not showing you much of this war because it is indeed trivial. Now, I am tempted to take this city because it is very close to our capital, so we could get decent control on it. But I think just going pure vassals early is the play because it's going to just deliver a larger amount of land under our control faster, basically, simply because it delivers so much less aggressive expansion. Like if we're looking at this, who matters in this list? Okay, no one really. But let's take Epirus as an example, right? It's giving them 2. Even if we just take these 2 provinces, Epirus is all the way up to 2. Honestly, 248. It's not that much worse actually. All right, we will take this land then. And again, we will. If we're taking land, we should be taking whole provinces. Really, it's much more efficient. So let's do that. Yeah, this is now. Yeah, it's got 2 more antagonism on Epirus. Not that meaningful. And this is land that we could potentially get decent control on. Good. Yoink. Well, that's convenient. Professional armies appeared in Constantinople. That's mighty convenient. So presumably that'll spread to us pretty quick. Yeah, nearby locations present in market center. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's really nice. Really nice indeed. It's the first one to spawn as well. Obviously, it means the Byzantines will get it, but it's not the worst thing. Okay, here's our next war. We will press these claims. We will take the province with the most pops in the relevant country. It will soon be ours. We declare the war. It will call in... Oh, they've changed. They used to be allied to these guys. And they used to have these guys as a subject. What happened to you now? Who are you? No, you are a subject of these guys. Huh. Why aren't you showing up in the declare war screen then? That's interesting. Can I call you? Would get these guys in. But I think calling them would make no difference. So this is the plan. We are stronger than them. Should be another easy war. You can see why we started with the Ottomans. So their early consolidation is pretty simple. Okay, and that's 2 new fiefdoms established. They will pay us war reps. We will humiliate them. They will give us all their money, and they will become our fiefdom. Likewise, you'll give us this land, the land that's close to the capital, and therefore we can get some decent-ish control on it, maybe even a little bit more. That seems fine. You become a fiefdom. You give us all your money. You pay us war reps, and we humiliate you. Boom. Look at that. Getting stronger. Getting stronger. Now, we are going to have to work on keeping these people loyal. A little bit more diplo spending. A little bit of improved relations will be required, for sure. We're almost ready to start. Well, no, actually, it's still about 6 years. We've been going pretty quick. Disband the levies. Get everyone home. And then off to the next ones. Yeah, just kind of vassalizing all of them, really. Main targets, by the way, Konya and Sivas have a special building that we can build, which gives us more crown authority. So that'll be really nice to have. Nice. And legitimacy capped out, which means our economy is in a much better state. Although, I may now immediately change the succession law. Because your score... Oh, it doesn't show you how their score is calculated? Damn. But anyway, we can tell it's just because they're the oldest son. But we would probably rather have an up-and-comer like this guy who's gifted. And we could potentially give an expensive education, which seems to be a non-scaled cost, which is interesting. But yeah, I think we do want to... It's going to really hurt our economy. But I think we want to go to matrilineal non-exclusive. They're still first in line for now, though, actually. So we probably don't bother, but in the future we may want to. Especially because on succession lose 25 legitimacy. In fact, no, we should definitely do this, because the risk of us dying and losing that extra legitimacy and they just wanting to do this later is too significant. So let's do it. Tanks the legitimacy now, which really hurts. Oh, and stability. I forgot it took our stability down. Damn. It's okay, though. It's okay. I think it's worth doing, because losing 25 legitimacy every time you have a succession is completely unacceptable. That could totally screw up your succession planning. And now we can start to look at who's eligible and pick and choose. They are the best for now, regardless. Interesting. The Romans declared war on us. Sorry, no, we're role-playing. The Byzantines declared war on us. Their objective is to take our capital province. Okay. Well, this is definitely an opportunity to reclaim some land on our side. In terms of troop count, they are going to be kind of scary. But we have a lot of vassals, so let's see how this goes. Damn, we take a lot of slaves. 6,800 pops from this province. Okay, there are quite a lot of people here, but that's a huge number of slaves that we just took. What do slaves really do for us, even? They don't appear to have appeared. They show up under laborers, peasants, clerks. They don't seem to be here. Interesting. Maybe they'll show up at the end of the month. We're getting some easy early war score against the little units that the Byzantines have risen. And that's a professional army. What are you doing? I was about to tell you about the first battle of the war, but it ended with 50 casualties. The first major one, anyway. They have got a lot of troops, but half of them just broke. And as I said, the AI are not good at stopping marching into a battle that they are going to lose. Although these guys retreated one province away and then came straight back, so this will be quite close. Oh, That's a 2 penalty, though. That seems very promising. They melted. Hell yes. Now we charge in, try and get a bunch of occupations before they have a chance to recover, and then probably peace them out. Yep, as predicted. That's a lot of sieges, basically uncontested. Well, literally uncontested. So there's a back and forth fighting through Thrace. Notably, there's this annoying feature where it seems way harder to stack white people now. These guys are going to arrive in Constantinople behind us with no morale, and we killed 7 of them and got no war score for it, which is a little weird. But on the bright side, we do have them practically 100% occupied now, which is certainly pretty good. Now we are running out of institutions to get. Cheaper pilgrimages, revoked privileges cost is pretty good. We've also taken a lot of slaves. Have they shown up in our demography yet? Yeah, here we go. So we can't build anything with slaves, but do they? What do? Eat 1,000 foods. Gather raw materials. Do they count towards the food production? Perhaps. 57,000 in subsistence agriculture. Yeah, all laborers, all slaves not employed in an RGO. Cool. So it adds to our food production. And I'm pretty sure they can become laborers, although we have absolutely no shortage of laborers in Bursa. Speaking of Bursa, give me... Can I build in something that's like under siege? I can. Good. Give me more marketplaces. Marketplaces really seem like the best ROI a lot of the time early on. The only thing that's different would be, yeah, things like silk RGOs in the capital, things like that. Seem very strong. We couldn't piece out of this so quickly, by the way, because it's coalition war. So it massively increases their war enthusiasm. 25 points. Oh, and we died. Good timing on changing that succession law. That would have been annoying. And we do also get a firm hand, some extra subject income. Nice. Okay, so who's up for next succession? Yeah, no one right now because we haven't got any kids, and we are also unmarried. So I think we should probably start generating some kids, and I'm going to do it by marrying at least 4 people, generate loads of kids, and then try and educate the best of them is my current strategy. Ooh, it's the first time I've ever seen a disaster in EU5. 1% chance. Oh, it's a % chance to appear each month. Holy crap. That's not good. Because we have weak air or no air at all, it has easier requirements. We have less intense stability and less than 50 legitimacy. Well, fortunately, that will no longer be the case next month, but that's frightening. Hey, and here we go. It's my first ever female cabinet member. Fatima here is our finest, and so shall be given the post. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm already doubting myself. I think this is a dumb peace deal. I was thinking this is good because there's a big gold mine here, which would be very nice to have. But we're not going to get any control over there, are we? Realistically. So let's not do this. Let's take closer stuff instead. Something like... And yeah, I would like to isolate the capital a bit if we can. We don't want inland provinces, really, because they're going to be impossible to get control over. And this seems doable. We've managed to improve relations with Bulgaria and Serbia enough that they're not going to be joining over this. Ooh, liberate. Wait a minute. Liberate Macedonia area? What does that do? Hang on. Let's save and test this. What does liberating an area do? It doesn't mean we're going to get it, does it? Oh, I already saved before I did this piece anyway. What does this actually do? It just throws it out as an independent. Okay. Well, we would be able to get CBs in independent areas, and that was quite cheap, war score-wise. These are very cheap, but I don't think we want to do them. Oh, it's because it's a coalition war. That's funny. What does the coalition war do? Conquer cost for the attacker plus 150. Yikes. But it doesn't actually increase the antagonism, as I understand it, right? Yeah, it's just basin from development. It's just the cost that's been increased. Yeah, fine. So I think we'll take this, and then there's really, well, it's a town, so it'll give us a bit of trade. So maybe we'll take that. Some islands, just kind of neat to cut off their capital, and then just coastal land as the day is long. Let's put Slovakia in range for the coalition, but I don't think they'll form it on their own. This seems pretty good. So then we can use these islands to start working on some naval presence in the Aegean. I did take all of the land over here. Oh, right. It was these guys that were giving us so much trouble. Maybe I should have sieged them. It's too late now, but I should have sieged them and vassalized them, but this works. We obviously don't want to dissolve the coalition. Take over market center. That would be good, but it's not important. Not compared to taking land. A little money to round it out. Yoink. I wonder if that puts us in range for becoming a kingdom. 1.2 million people. Is that after the gain? I thought we already had about that many. Anyway, it's pretty nice. Yoink. Thank you for declaring on me, Romans. Validating my my cavalier attitude towards the coalition. Always nice to be validated. All right, Black Death showing up. Here we go. Let's we'll see what we can do. Procuring some remedies for cash, giving us some stability to fall back on. That's good. Never did build any hospitals. We'll see how it goes. Basically, 1.59 million to begin with, but yeah, fully expecting this to be a little brutal. But just because there's Black Death coming, I mean, doesn't mean we're going to stop fighting. You may note that I have a very low low income right now. It's funny that. Let's just up all these taxes again. I don't know if you miss out on 1 month if you don't re-automate them like that, but last time I forgot to put minting back up for ages, by the way, which is my penalty for being so cheesy. But yeah, hey candidates, with the Aretinids helping you no less. I'm not scared. It's costing stability. Nuts. Do a quick little insult. Get them next month. All right, there's the yoinks. And this is probably going to create a coalition. But that'll also just help us get to war with people easier. So I'm not that fussed. I am going to try and improve Wallachia out of it. Because if we could just fight a coalition in Anatolia, that would be easier. But yeah, we yoinked a lot of land. My intention is instantly sell this one. Were you willing to pay more for any of these? No. Right, you can have that one. And then this bit we will release as a subject. A custom subject in this province. What is this province? Coram. There we go. So Coram, we will make a fiefdom, because I think fiefdoms, they have your rulers, don't they? And our ruler is pretty good. And then I can go to this vassal and I can say, hey, buddy, cede province. You have to have a diplomat for that these days. That was fixed in a pre-release build, unfortunately. It's not anymore. No matter. All right, professionals, come on home. But yeah, getting bigger for sure, and almost time to start integrating some of these guys. Oh, we died already. He's not as good. That's unfortunate. We spent all that legitimacy marrying the previous one to a bunch of people. Damn. Oh, and he's being treated as a foreign ruler, so I can't organize his marriages. Are you kidding? Right, yeah, the coalition is beginning to form. But on the bright side, we can start annexing one of our vassals. We should consider that we might have too many vassals, because the penalty from annexing them is going to get a bit intense. This land down here, we should probably take directly. Are you properly showing as one of my people now? Yes, you are. Good. Let's get those marriages going. Hopefully he'll last a bit longer. He's 24, so I think good odds he will survive. Damn, Wallachia did join the coalition. That's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Oh, well. We can get a new war going in July. Hopefully we'll be able to get someone who's not yet in the coalition in that war. And then we'll do the coalition war after that. Oof. Lots of people dying for the Black Death. Lost a couple of 100,000 already. Yikes. It's not going to stop me, though. It is not going to stop me. Never mind. In fact, we will go straight against the coalition with this war goal, thereby vassalizing them, and potentially annexing a din, probably into these guys. Let's do it. There we go. Yoinked them. Yoinked these guys. I was going to just release this. Maybe I should just give it to the Kandarids. We need to have slightly fewer subjects, ideally. Because the more subjects we have, the more annex subject relationship penalties we're going to end up with. So I think doing something like that is probably smart. And they're all still loyal. And yes, pop growth's, you know, not ideal. But growth on the map, looking pretty good. Coalition-wise, you know, it's substantial. Hopefully we can get Bulgaria out of the coalition before they... out of range, rather, before they actually form. I'd also totally forgotten that there is a non-institution requiring Age of Renaissance tech path. So we have queued up a bunch of stuff there. Trying to rush towards legislative efficiency because that increases the, or rather decreases the antagonism gain. Bulgaria did join. Nuts. That's unfortunate. Bulgaria's kind of strong. Hopefully we can persuade them to leave. We're never going to get the Karamins to leave, right? Only plus 74, actually, we could. Yeah, let's try and persuade them to leave. We're going to do a short period of peace, I think. Get some of these vassal integrations sorted. When are my next ones? You're... Wait, 36? No. 53 on you. You're up fairly soon, aren't you? 52. Yeah. Cool. Should be able to get them relatively soon. I'm learning that I think the imports thing only spreads it to the capital of the market. That's problematic. That is problematic. Okay, so we need to take Constantinople as a matter of some urgency then. I manually did the, you know, importing from Genoa malarkey, but it's, yeah, it's not going to help us, apparently. Let's get some auto trades, get some money coming back in. That's problematic. Who's occupying this, by the way? Bulgaria. Interesting. Well, the Noble Empire is just completely separated. The Noble Empire being the, you know, Byzantine nobles, of course. Bulgaria coming in here is interesting. I wonder if we could make friends. Oh, no. I was going to say, I wonder if we could make friends with Bulgaria, but it doesn't seem very likely, does it? Okay. I mean, we do have... I've got levies burning in a hole in my pocket, and yeah, the Black Death is here, but it's mostly past now. In fact, it's practically entirely past. Nice. We didn't even seem to lose many members of the court because I completely forgot to move us into hiding. Oh, nice. We can get some stability. What does this give us? More spiritualists, which I don't love, but I think it's worth it for the stability. And then find culprits. You can only do one of these two, can't you? Yeah, I'd rather do spiritualist than that. I don't think we want to do any of these. But yeah, the stability is definitely a nice pickup. We're trying not to spend too much money because I think I should be spending more on scaling the economy. Oh, we can fit another silk in here. Yeah, definitely do that. We do have some loans, which I should perhaps pay back, but the interest is, I mean, it's significant, but it's not that bad. And I think it was worth it to take some loans just to get the wars going faster, basically. We'll see. Should get, oh yeah, that's what we should build as well. A library. We definitely need a library so that we can get this done. And then we want a chancery, and there's lots of other unique buildings. Let's take a pause, get some unique buildings, get some economy scaling going. I think it's probably sensible. Let some, you know, antagonism burn down. Oh, I appear to have clicked through the coalition disbanding. I didn't even notice. Nice. It was all three of these guys and Wallachia, and I was tempted to declare on them, but. I mean, I'll still do it. It'll just be much easier now. That's certainly made my life simpler. Oh, that's interesting. I was going to declare on these guys because they're allied to them, but then it suddenly turns out they're allied to the Aretinids. I was like, okay, cool. Well, we can take out some more of the Aretinids. The Aretinids are allied to the Geliarids. Now that is threatening. Well, actually, that's not that threatening. How many men do the Geliarids have? They're not even allied. Are they like guaranteeing? Yes. Aretinids are guaranteeing these guys, which is an interesting maneuver. They're a vassal of the Geliarids. So why are they not being shown in this war? Maybe this will put us at war with the Geliarids. It shouldn't. Doesn't say it does. And indeed doesn't. We're going to yoink your subject without you being in the war, apparently. But it did put us at war with these guys. That's interesting. They weren't meant to be in it. Well, we'll see how this goes. So this is one of the many reasons why I chose to play the Ottomans. They seem to have a lot of, let's say, potent events. This one that keeps firing over and over again, I assume while you're integrating a province, you get a choice between 7 stability and 10% integration in a bunch of places, or 20% integration in a bunch of places, plus 5 communalism. So I've been picking the stability up till now because we were still ticking up on communalism, but now we've finished ticking up. We're now just going to take a ton of communalism, which is going to really, really help us cranking down the power of the nobles. It's going to be very good. This war, by the way, is indeed trivial. The Iranians seem to have no army. When I say it fires a lot, this is the 3rd time it's fired this war. 4 times this war. There we go. 589,000. That is less than, proportionally speaking, less than we lost in the Genoa run by quite some margin. Could be worse. Yoink. It's quite a big one. It's a coalition potential, but I think it's worth it. I'm obviously going to hand this land out to subjects, but I think it's probably worth it. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out. So, because I declared war on Rome before giving this land away to our subjects, and because it temporarily has very high control, we get a whole load of levies. 2,500 here and 2,900 here. Oh, the cheese is flowing. The cheese is flowing in this run. Also, I think we're probably going to take Constantinople. And we've got a big coalition. Oof, a lot of money out of Trebizond here. That's pretty good. Do I dare take all their land as well? Why can't I? Ah, because I am doing war reps. They won't quite accept that. So we'll take almost all their land, I think. We're really pushing it on coalition, but I mean, what's the worst that could happen? A game-ending coalition that forces me to release all my subjects? What are the odds of that? I think that will do it. A little bit of a yoink, some cash. Goodbye, Roman Empire. And we can now dissolve or keep the Patriarchy. And it seems like there's really very little reason to destroy it. We get +2 tolerance of heathen beliefs, which seems very strong. I mean, +2 is enormous. And yes, coalition-wise, we're looking at Bulgaria on the cusp, mostly a whole bunch of people down here. And if this can be trusted at all, which I don't know if it can, there's virtually no troops over here. Ah, they have more than they did when I last looked, actually. Hey, Mamluks, are you up for the alliance yet? Ooh, no, but we're close. We're very close. Let's work on trying to get an alliance with the Mamluks. That'll be a nice deterrent. What the hell is this? Revolting against the clergy, revolt against the Great Horde, Golden Horde, rather. Interesting. I wonder if they're going to implode. That would be fun. We can stand down those levies, and we can finally give away this land to vassals. Now, I think, yeah, giving all this to the Jamirids seems pretty good to me. Oh, I'm going to need a diplomat for that, of course. Our money situation is terrible. And we're going deeper and deeper into debt. It's just because we're trying to manage all this land with very low control, having to buy loads of food for it and stuff. I think once we hand out the land, it'll be much better. And there it is, City of the World's Desire. Let's just move our capital to here, which we will do, although it is a bit problematic. It will weaken some of this land in here, basically. But yes, it'll cost us some money, but it is a fitting capital. We'll move to here, and then this will recalculate soon, I imagine. And to celebrate our new position, let's have a debate about increasing ties to neighbors. Perfect. Neighbors, rather. Perfect. We do need this to pass. Yeah, we can annoy the burghers a bit. That's fine. Now, I don't think I need... I think we have all the laws we want right now. For now. There are some that we will change later, but good stuff. And now we're in the capital, which means we have the market capital. Oh, that's interesting. It's showing up as tax-based share is not yet calculated, I guess. Anyway, no, it's got 0 control. We can build some more silk here. Oh, hell yeah, that's going to be good. But also, more importantly, it's the market capital, which means we can start trying to import Renaissance and banking, which will be good. There we go. More sane borders and suddenly no longer losing 30 ducats a month buying food. That put us into crazy debt for a while there, which we will have to claw our way out of, but we'll get there. Good. So now we can stabilize, we can integrate up some of the closer vassals, we can start building some stuff. A period of relative peace after our very violent last 20 years of expansion, I think. And that, I think, is where I shall end the episode. Thank you so very much for watching. I'd say that went pretty well. We've broken the Romans. We've got almost all of kind of west of the mountains, Anatolia, under our control. We will now just... Oh, hey, we got a vassal rebellion. Can I intervene in this? Yeah. All right, well, so much for peace, huh? We will need to intervene in this, but just by intervening, our vassals should win it for us. Anyway, in the next episode, yeah, building up this region, basically, trying to get a base of our economy on a little bit more stable footing before we expand our ambitions, while also tidying up Anatolia. We have also got a new ability. The press claims thing can now be used on the Balkans. I don't know if it's all of the Balkans. I forget. It still says against a claim in Anatolia, but I believe that's wrong. And we can use that to get some land off Serbia and Bulgaria. Probably want to clean up the small states in Greece first, while just solidifying our economic base and finally building a navy in the next episode. Till then, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye. I forgot to mention, this is like a week later, but if you want to watch more episodes of this series, many of them are currently available to channel members. So if you choose to support the channel, no pressure, then you can get all the episodes of this that are currently uploaded for yourself, available to binge right away. If you don't do that, no worries, the episodes will still come out for you. But thanks either way.